I just finished watching the Victoria Beckham docuseries on Netflix, and it's so funny because, first of all, it was a great documentary. Posh Spice was my favorite Spice Girl. I've always loved Victoria Beckham, and I just think her and David Beckham are like the cutest couple. They feel so real. I feel like they really love each other. You can feel that there was an underlining narrative about how on the outside it seemed like she was having a very successful business, but underneath the business was teetering. And as someone that has tried to build a brand and not been successful at it, I can really relate to those portions of her brand. And the fact that I'm also in the fashion industry, it was a brand that is completely divergent to what I do on a day-to-day basis with my clients. It was a lash brand. I love wearing lashes. My wheelhouse, where I'm strong at, is design and production and management, things like that. And trying to be an entrepreneur is so hard because you have to be able to do everything. And unfortunately, my weak point is marketing. And it's just so hard just because you have a passion for something and you spend all this time and planning and money, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I think most times it doesn't work out. But then obviously you just, if you're someone that's bootstrapping it and paying for everything yourself, and luckily for her, they were paying it out of their pocket, and she ended up having a great investor business partner in the end, where they were able to go in and really dissect what's going on with the business and how they can improve it. And having that kind of mentorship is so important when it comes to business. But not everyone's got that, or not every entrepreneur actually wants to hear that at the same time. It just depends on the person. You get so passionate about what you're doing for your brand, and sometimes other people's opinions is not something you want to necessarily hear. I was able to relate to it just because I ended up having to close my lash business because it was doing good for a long time, and then just the last couple of years it was just a really struggle, and I had to really reevaluate, do I still want to put money into this business, because I was getting overshadowed by bigger brands, and it just got to be too difficult. And for me, it was best for me to walk away from it. But I don't know, I just found the documentary to be really insightful in understanding what that side of the business was, besides just the flashy things that happen that everyone gets to see and the finished product. But hearing somebody like her just talk about the struggles behind it is really not something you hear a whole lot about. People just a lot of times want to just show you the nice stuff and the fun stuff. Unless you're an entrepreneur or someone that's just trying to build a business on your own, it's hard to let that part out because it makes you be a little bit vulnerable. So it's a good documentary. I suggest you watch it.